Well, hello, commanders, engineers, and city planners. Uncle Jay here, back at Space Engineers, and for another review with a little bit of modification and some testing. And this here is the RCS Trebonius class heavy cruiser. I think I'm saying that right. We'll go over the PCU and all that stuff in a second. We'll do around the outside and all that fun stuff. Now, I am recording this a second time because of OBS sound issues, and also I tested this against my Exabon battlecruiser, which actually was not a good idea because of frame rates and lag. But yeah, let's get into it. And actually, let me delete this one real quick. And there's probably some debris floating around. There are some flaws with this ship that I think right now are too late to be changed. Some stuff can be changed. But RCIC is pretty much right here, and I was not in the seat for very long, so this definitely could use a backup control seat somewhere in the ship. But yeah, let's go around the outside real quick. This lovely SkyBox, I completely don't remember what the name is. It's the only modification to this world. I'll put it in the description or yeah. Alright, so let's go to our front here. Turn our lights on. We have 4 railguns hidden behind these hatches, which there is a control menu thing for them you gotta do. We got rocket launchers. We have a camera here, and then we got a camera here, so redundancy, very nice. On our side here, we have a whole bunch of GATs, all in alignment, and then we have a rocket launcher superimposed above them. We have this very unique connector with a camera for helping us dock. And then we have a bulge here. I'm not sure. I guess it's kind of like armor protection. Another Gatling gun. Another bulge. And we do have some nav lights. And our main thrust. Another camera down there. Now this ship is very slow, but it is a heavy cruiser, so it's technically not going to be fast, but there is plenty of room in the maintenance area to add extra thrusters if you want to, which we will go over. We have solar panels on the top and bottom, and in fact the top and bottom are pretty much the same. We have artillery turret, we have an assault turret, which I think could be up one more block. We have a laser antenna, another artillery turret, and then this is our only antenna on the ship. While it looks lovely, I do enjoy the look. I think we could use a secondary antenna inside and just leave this one for looks. 2 artillery, 3 assault, and that's pretty much the same on the bottom side. We'll just take a quick look. It is dark under here, so we'll just do a quick lovely look. And one of the reasons why I decided to do a review on the ship, which I meant to do like 3 or 2 weeks ago when I first saw it on the Facebook Space Engineers page, is I love the way it looks. I love the color stripes because it's pretty much the same color scheme I use for my one of my fleets and my Exabon battlecruiser. So let's take a look at the inside. Okay, we have an airlock here. Now this does use Whip's auto door script, which me personally I prefer Izzy's because I think Whip's is just a little too slow. We do have a control panel with nothing on it, and don't worry, we will go over all of the K menu and stuff because you know how I love K menus. We have a vent here. I believe this is going to be one of the newer 4x4 vents. An inner airlock door, which is very nice to see. Interior turret to greet us. We're going to go to the back side first. Another airlock. This is a very skinny ship, but it's a nice long ship. I like it. I like it overall. We have a tool shed for spare parts. Very nice. Want to try to be easy with the camera controls. We have a science lab on this side. Our 45-degree angle LCD. Nothing on it. They left them all blank. A lot of the LCDs blank for us to put on them what we want. We have a server room with our whips. Now, even though the ship uses a lot of DLCs, it uses a lot of the vanilla blocks in its design. I believe that is to keep in theme with the ROS faction, the Keen faction. Our engineering here is where we have our main large reactor. We have some more programmable blocks, cargo access. So that's it for the back of the ship. So let's come up to the front here. There's our airlocks. We have a holding cell to keep our little prisoners safe. That is a conveyor port junction in our maintenance area. Very interesting. I don't know if I would give the prisoner access to see that. So here is our medical bay. And we have a little office here. 2 cryopods, and yeah, nice little detail. This is our maintenance area, which we will go over, but not right now. Then we have crew bunks. I really like the crew bunk setup. I really do. It's very spacious, but to the point, I think it's a little dark down here. Also, the armory is also very dark, which I think could easily be fixed. We have a nice captain's area. Very nice. We got fish tank. Very nice hallways, and there's definitely plenty of room if you want to use the upgrade this to the new blocks in the DLC. We have a nice little briefing room. Very nice. I like this. I think these could have been the new LCD blocks. Then we have our armory. Our armory is a little dark. Once we're in here, you can see how dark it is. I would, oh, I don't have it in this one. I would increase the range and maybe make this a little bit brighter. You want to be able to see the ammo and weapons you are pulling from the lockers. I think we can get rid of this. Sorry about that, guys. And our CIC, which is in the very, very front of the ship, which is actually a design flaw. Because when I went up against my battle cruiser, I pretty much was completely ejected from this chair, even though I had set on, actually it should still be set on invulnerable and untargetable, and I was completely kicked right out of the chair. It was just a lucky shot by the railguns on my X-Bon, I believe, or one of the artillery turrets. It just came right through the front. So maybe some heavy armor up here. It's a little dark. I would probably extend the range on these a little bit. In fact, let's just go to lights. Do we have a CIC lights? Yeah, let's kick up the radius to like 9. Just bring the radius up that much, I think, is a big difference. It's same the color, it's still the same brightness. I think that would be a great improvement. And did I forget to go over the PCU and the blocks again? I did, didn't I? I did that in the first video also. So let's just jump into the chair real quick and go over the menus while we're here. Tab 1, weapons, throttle, or weapons, thrust control, antennas. Remote is for a cruise control, or autopilot, I should say. I believe it says autopilot on and off. Yeah, tab number 2, we have our system. Now, number 1 is very important because that is going to activate. It's going to turn on our railguns and it's going to open up the doors. So we can't use our railguns without that. We will fire them later. Tab 3 is all of our cameras, and then tab 4, nothing. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Let's go over our K menu real quick. This is where I have some suggestions. All this stuff is all good. Armories, armory lockers, off the toolbar, off inventory, terminal, and then the same with the beds, the bathrooms, all these corners. The lights need to be hit. The lights can be hidden. It's easy just to do this. Terminal, bunk lights, terminal. See, a lot of these are off the terminal, so all of these ones are uncategorized, I believe. So yeah, like hiding the beds. Ooh, there is a beacon. Okay, there is a beacon. Desks, corner desks. Yeah, hide all that. Show them in the terminal. Just, you know, stuff like that to help clean up the K menu. So hopefully, if the author Sheen there is Sean or Sheen, I believe it's pronounced Sheen. If you're watching this, here's just a suggestion, just to kind of help clean this up, but also understand if someone's going to use the ship, they might want to set it up the way they want to set it up, so it'd be easier for them to find stuff. So, I mean, either train of thought is acceptable. Let's go over inventory. We have our turrets, and we have a couple large cargo containers. Actually, let's go to oxygen tanks. We have lots of oxygen tanks. I think half of these, getting rid of half of these would be okay to help save some PCU. Our hydrogen, we have 4 large hydrogen tanks. I think that's plenty considering the amount of hydrogen thrusters are on here. And let's see, we have 1 medical room, no survival kit. And we have 2 large refineries and 2 large assemblers. They're in the maintenance areas. So let's go over the maintenance area. Thrust test. The ship's slow. The ship is slow. It is a heavy cruiser, but I think the gyros are acceptable for a heavy cruiser and the size of the ship. I think it's very acceptable. Like I said, I would put a secondary antenna inside and move that as just a, leave that antenna, but, you know, for looks, just for looks. Oh, and because we activated the number 1 timer, our lights are red instead of blue. Ooh, I didn't notice that before. I like that. I really, really like that. So usually what I do, and I think that's what most CICs do, is regular lighting, and then when you're in combat, the lighting goes to blue. No, that's still dark. But yeah, let's head to our maintenance area. And all that fun stuff. Maybe I'll just put the blocks and PCU on the screen and editing in the front of the video. That's probably just better to do it that way. So here is our maintenance area. Now, a lot of you might think, oh, this is a waste of space. This is exactly what I did with my Exabon battle cruiser. It saves on PCU. It gives a buffer. And yeah, I mean, you could have built the outside first and then built the inside second, which, you know, nothing, which is, I actually think that is exactly how I did my battle cruiser. Now, choice of gyro placement, I would put the gyros on the inner hull, not the outer hull, along with, hello, Mr. Turret. These oxygen tanks and O2 generators, I should say. There's plenty of them. Here are our railguns. Like I said, this is our CIC. This is our remote. There needs to be a heavy... I would make these heavy armor, and I would make this heavy armor. And put up a... I would move this remote farther back to maybe back here. And then another emergency control station somewhere farther back into the ship. We do have several large cargo containers. And here is most of our oxygen tanks and O2, H2 generators in the front. Yeah, this is just not a good placement for these. But there is plenty of room in here to add extra thrusters if you want a ship to perform a little bit better. You can maybe add in some more hydrogen thrusters. And then up top here is our 2 large refineries, and then 2 assemblers and power modules. And this one has this has power modules also. Kind of help with the power. Even with the railguns, with the one single large reactor, this ship has plenty of power. Power is not an issue. And there is one jump drive. I think I would add 2, maybe 3 jump drives to the ship. Like right here, there is plenty of room for 2 jump drives. Or one on one side, one on the other. And then plenty of room for some extra thrusters. So let's head back out, and then we're going to do some combat testing. I'm going to find something that's a little bit more fair and not as laggy as my Exabon battlecruiser. Okay, commanders, we are back. I spawned in the Keen's blue team Cerberus. Yeah, I think that's Greek. And it's about the same size. It looks like close to the same armament. So I think this will be a fair test, unlike the test I did before. Maybe I'll put a little clip in or not. But I'm hoping that we last in the cockpit a little bit longer than my last test. I also feel that there should be a camera on this toolbar, so we don't have to, yes. I think back to tab 1. Actually, I don't like this view. So let's just go ahead and come up to speed here. And we're going to go with the first volley of our railguns. Now, I don't want to come in too fast because these are big ships. You're not going to be fighting like you are in a oh, let's lock on. How about we do this? Let's lock on. I should have did that earlier. And I don't know what the range on the weapons are set to. So let's fire our railguns. There, I did set them up, right? That's a miss. That's my fault. Not in range of our rocket launchers, but I think they were firing. Let's do a little side thrust here. I think we can get rid of this. And I think the angle we came in at, the other ship does not have a line on us. So let's come up a little bit here, where most of its weapons are at, and see if we can't get some return fire. And I did not want to get that close. So let's roll. Keep our main guns, combination of our main guns here. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the amount of gyros, just not the placement here. Let me bring this back up so we have our, and it looks like our railguns are out of commission. Or no, they were just reloading. Yeah, pretty much at this point against my battlecruiser, we were out of action. Now I am thrusting forward and I can't see the thruster, so I don't know. There we go. Oh, the new update shows our railguns how they're, I guess, reloading on the screen. That's kind of cool. Oh, that's my alarm. Rocket launcher is not working. Okay, that's fine. That's kind of a part of the new So yeah, this is definitely more of a matched test. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, I'm not very good with the railguns. I really don't use them in any of my builds. Yes, we know Rocket Launcher 4 is not working. So we've lost our antenna, our remote. Our front is pretty messed up. But right now we are still intact as far as our CIC goes. Let's angle down, see if we can't get these artillery turrets to line. There we go. So you have to keep in mind, you got to keep your nose pointing down if you want those artillery turrets to work. And normally you wouldn't be this close in a ship doing this kind of ship combat, but hey, it's all good in the hood. But yeah, I mean, cruiser against cruiser, I mean, I think this is pretty well matched and armed with Keen's ship here. So let's do a ramming test. We're just gonna keep going at it, and of course we're probably gonna take all of our weapons off the top of our ship. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty good test. In fact, that is worth a screenshot. And I think that's what we're going to call it, guys. I mean, unless there's something else we should be doing. Like, there's no planet in this world. This is an empty world. A very small empty world, actually. Do we still have railguns? We still have railguns. Alright, guys, we're heading back in. And for some reason, it's not showing red anymore, which I thought is very interesting. So it looks like the ship has been completely disabled and it's gone neutral, which I don't understand personally. No, it's still red. And another ramming session right here to the center. See if we can't break the ship in half. Oh, that's definitely worth a screenshot, guys. Alright, commanders, I think this is where we're going to call it. Just gonna let these ships battle it out. Maybe a little time lapse. Oh, we had a big explosion. Okay. I think this was a pretty good review. Glad I re-recorded it. Until next time.